So, moving ahead, now let me talk about the the maritime boundary dispute. Okay, maritime boundary dispute. That means, the as far as the ocean, okay, maritime boundary. Now, we are talking about the, as we know very well, Bangladesh is surrounded by India. You see this. Bangladesh is surrounded by India, and of course, they have a small portion of Myanmar in their side here, and this is the place where that Rakhine state, this is where the Rohingya Muslims are staying, Rohingyas. We will be talking about that separately, about the Rohingya Muslim issue. Now, literally we can say from all four sides or all three sides, Bangladesh is surrounded by India, on west also India, east also India, north, everywhere India. Now, Bangladesh has access to the ocean, south, and and Bangladesh is jammed from all sides by India, and then the rest is Myanmar. Okay. Now, when it comes to the exclusive economic zone, please remember, when it comes to the exclusive economic zone, the general principle according to the UNCLOS, United Nations Convention on Law of Seas, that the exclusive economic zone is extended up to 200 nautical miles. 1 nautical mile is equal to 1.852 kilometers. 200 nautical mile means around 370 kilometers from the baseline. But if two countries are close to each other, this 200 nautical mile formula may not be working. It has to be decided mutually. There has to be an agreement between the two countries. See, for example, if India says, oh, this is the boundary, and we will say our boundary line will start from the boundary between India and Bangladesh, and the boundary should be like this. And then Myanmar, if they say the boundary should be like say like this, Myanmar will say my boundary will be like this. Now, if you say like this, what will happen? What is the total availability for Bangladesh? Bangladesh may have only a small area as their exclusive economic zone. So, this is the only exclusive economic zone Bangladesh may be able to have. But instead, what Bangladesh may be claiming? Bangladesh may be claiming that our exclusive economic zone should be like this, and here the exclusive economic zone may be like this. So, Bangladesh may be claiming something else. So, there has to be a mutual agreement between India and Bangladesh regarding this. Unfortunately, there was no agreement. The negotiations continued, and the negotiations were inconclusive, and we could not agree on that. In fact, right from 1974, the delimitation of their maritime boundary, the marine boundary discussion started in 1974, and we have conducted 8 rounds of bilateral talks between 1974 to 2009. We have conducted 8 rounds of bilateral negotiations between 1974 and 2009. But there was no agreement between India and Bangladesh regarding this. We kept on talking. So, please remember, this is the bottom line. India says the boundary line may be like this red line. Bangladesh says that the boundary line should be like this. So, the disputed area, what we can say, maybe this is the disputed area between India and Bangladesh. There is a disputed area regarding where should be the boundary line. And finally, because of this, and this total area, the disputed area between India and Bangladesh was approximately, the disputed area was approximately 25,000 kilometers, square kilometers. The total disputed area, 25,000 square kilometers. And in October 2009, finally, Bangladesh informed India and served a notice to India saying that they are going for arbitration. They are starting the arbitration proceedings. Arbitration proceedings under the UNCLOS. There is a provision for arbitration, and they said to delimit the limit of their exclusive economic zone, we are going for arbitration proceeding, and India also agreed finally. And based on that, the Permanent Court of Arbitration, PCA, the Permanent Court of Arbitration at The Hague, the matter came in front of the Permanent Court of Arbitration at The Hague. Bangladesh approached in October 2009, India also agreed, arguments and counter arguments took place regarding the maritime boundary, and finally, this Permanent Court of Arbitration, PCA, or the Permanent Court of Arbitration, the Permanent Arbitration, gave its verdict in July 2014. In July 2014, and this verdict was by and large in favor of Bangladesh. The verdict was by and large in favor of Bangladesh. See, Bangladesh is the, I will say, is the state which is in a disadvantageous position. PCA gave a, see, now Bangladesh has nowhere to go. India, you see, India has coastline, we have coastline more than 7,500 kilometers long coastline. India's exclusive economic zone, EEZ, there is no dispute in most parts, and it is more than 2 million square kilometers area. But Bangladesh situation is not like that. Bangladesh has very little area, very little mouth, only the delta of Ganga and Brahmaputra, and that is their only exposure to the sea and exclusive economic zone. It is surrounded by India in the Bay of Bengal. The shape of Bay of Bengal is such that Bangladesh has very limited scope. India from this side, Myanmar from this side, so they have very limited scope. So, this PCA was very sympathetic towards the Bangladeshi claim, and the Permanent Court of Arbitration, because in arbitration they will try to be to do justice to both the sides. Both the disputed area was, as I said, 25,000 square kilometers. The PCA awarded to Bangladesh, out of this 25,000 square kilometer dispute, almost 19,500 square kilometers to Bangladesh. Okay, PCA awarded almost 19,500 square kilometers to Bangladesh, and India was allocated, or rather India was given the rest, that means around 5,500 square kilometers, that is all. India was offered the rest. So, some consolation for India, around 5,500 square kilometers. So, this was by and large in favor of Bangladesh, absolutely no doubt. And also there is another dispute in this particular case, which is regarding the ownership of the Newmore Islands. See, there is also a dispute relating to the ownership of the Newmore Islands. Okay. There was an island in the exactly on the boundary between India. So, when this award came, So, India was claiming like this, Bangladesh was claiming say like this, and finally, the verdict came, the final verdict, it may be something like this. Bangladesh, sorry, the PCA verdict was something like this. So, matter is settled and both India and Bangladesh accepted the verdict, and India also said that it was immediately after Prime Minister Modi came to power. It is in July 2014. Had it been Manmohan Singh government, things would have been different. But since the opposition also, Dr. Manmohan Singh or the Congress did not object anything at that time, so there was no opposition in India also. Finally, the government also said that we are accepting this verdict and the matter was settled. Now, there was another dispute. This dispute was related to this Newmoor Island. Now, let me show you this Newmoor Island. I mean, some of you might have seen that, but still in an atlas we can see. Just a second. So, in the school atlas, let us see India and India physical. In the mouth, you can see Newmoor Island is very clearly written. You see, in the mouth of the river, and it is along the boundary, we can see a small dot, Newmoor and bracket India, very clearly mentioned there. So, what happened was that this India has a vast coastline, it could have settled without dragging to PCA. You can say that Gujarat doctrine should be considered. Yes, it should have been done that, but unfortunately we have not done it, and we dragged it to the PCA and the final verdict came only in, through PCA anyway. So, now this dispute is regarding the Newmoor Island, and Newmoor Island is exactly on the boundary line. In fact, this island emerged in 1970 after a cyclonic storm. Okay. After a cyclonic storm in 1970, this island emerged and it was almost 4 kilometers from the coastline. This island which was formed, it was around 4 kilometers away from the coastline. And immediately when it was formed, both India and Bangladesh claimed a small island, it is because of the silt and the sand, the sediments which are brought down by the river in a cyclonic storm, it has formed, it came above the water level and it was seen as an island, and immediately both India and West Bengal, sorry, Bangladesh claimed it. India, India called it as the Purbasha. India named, or West Bengal Assembly passed a resolution calling it as Purbasha Island, and India, West Bengal, sorry, Bangladesh named it as South Talapati. South Talpati. So, Purbasha by West Bengal and South Talpati by Bangladesh. But India, unilaterally acknowledged the sovereignty, or India, and India has straight away declared it is our country, our island, and we declared, and even in the map and all, we informed the international, the map authorities and all, very categorically saying it is our territory, and India claimed it unilaterally without giving any scope for Bangladesh to give, but Bangladesh kept on claiming. And the dispute was related, very interesting thing, and if you look at the map, the boundary between India and Bangladesh, once again, this boundary is formed by another tributary or other distributary of river Ganga. See, we have the westernmost distributary I already said, that is Hooghly. Hooghly is entering into the ocean here. This is another distributary of Ganga called Haribanga. So, the boundary between India and Bangladesh in the in the Sundarban Delta is by a river called Haribanga. Okay, a river called Haribanga, Bhanga. Okay, Haribanga. Now, see the river is flowing like this, you know it very well, from north to south. I am just drawing it big now. So, this is the river, imagine. So, in this side it is India and this side is Bangladesh. So, anything west of the river is India and east of the river is Bangladesh. So, that is the position. So, once again let me draw it. Okay. So, it is about the river which is flowing, and it is say the river is flowing like this, this is India, this is Bangladesh. Now, after reaching the ocean, now this is this is where the Sundarban delta is there. Now, this new island was formed exactly on the boundary. New island was formed exactly on the boundary 4 kilometers away from the coastline. Now, the argument is, what the dispute is regarding, where is the Haribanga river still flowing? Haribanga is already in the ocean. Now, we claimed that Haribanga river's main channel is flowing through the east of this island. Haribanga's main channel is, India's claim is Haribanga's main channel is flowing east of the island, whereas Bangladesh said that no, Haribanga is flowing west of the channel, and in between we have our island. This is the island. Okay. So, what is the dispute? India says Haribanga is flowing like this. Haribanga is flowing like this, even in the ocean, whereas Bangladesh says Haribanga is flowing like this, which is the main channel. The dispute is regarding which is the main channel, and in between, as we know, our Newmore Island is there. Finally, and this is also questioned in the PCA. PCA declared that the main channel of Haribanga is flowing east of Newmore Island. That means Newmore Island is part of India. Newmore is part of India. Okay, those who could not understand whatever I said till now, forget everything. PCA declared that Newmore Island is part of India because the main channel of Haribanga river is flowing east of this island. Okay. So, Newmore Island, dispute regarding Newmore Island has been settled by this PCA verdict in 2014. So, we got it, but the funniest thing about this is, this island was a temporary island. It was formed in 1970 after a cyclonic storm. It came about and it survived there, but slowly, because of the erosion, because of the erosion of the sediments or erosion of the soil erosion, the height of the island kept on reducing, and this finally it was found that from 2010 onwards, most of the time this island is below water, or especially during the high tide, the whole island goes below the water, and maybe in a few years it can be said that, in fact, I know in 2010 an oceanographic study at the Jadavpur University, Calcutta, it said that the island has disappeared or it is disappearing, and the sea level is rising. Because of sea level rise as well as the erosion, because it is a temporary island, it has emerged in 1970 and it started disappearing in 2010. So, even though it has been declared as an Indian island, it may not be it may be only technical benefit, because this island is sinking because the rising water and erosion of the island. So, the Newmore Island has also been settled. Haribanga is not changing any course or anything. The dispute was only related the main course of the river, whether it is in the east of the island or west of the island. That was the issue, and the Supreme Court बोल रहा हूँ, the Permanent Court of Arbitration declared that the main channel is in the east of the island. So, the western side is India. So, it is India's. So, that is how it has said. So, this rising water level and the temporary nature of the island, Jadavpur University Oceanography Study Center has found that this island is sinking and it may not be there after some time. They have already declared that most of the time this island is below water, especially during the high tide. So, that means this island is of no use for India, and it may not be of any use for India because it was a temporary island. Anyway, so that is how the maritime boundary dispute has been settled. And similarly, just one more point I would like to add. Bangladesh had dispute with Myanmar. You see, in this side, Bangladesh has, they are sharing water, or rather the boundary is there. The same EEZ issue was there in with Bangladesh, with Myanmar also. In that case also, they have gone to PCA. Bangladesh and Myanmar went to PCA, and in that case also the PCA verdict was by and large in favor of Bangladesh. So, Bangladesh has settled its maritime boundary dispute with both their neighbors, and in both the cases they won, we can say, because majority of their claim was accepted. So, it is a big victory for Bangladesh, definitely, no doubt. That is how we have settled our maritime boundary dispute. Okay. So, that is about the maritime boundary. A couple of questions. India has vast coastline. I already said. Ishita is asking, sir, listening to these instances, India appears to be a bit of bully towards Bangladesh of late. What can be done? See, I mean, bullying will not help. I mean, if you are doing, we are all, we will be in trouble only. Okay. Anyway, bullying is not a solution. Keshav Gowda, both question पूछता tum. So, even though India has indirectly agreed for, अरे तुम तो LOC में मरेगा, I will not be answering that question. तुम जितना समझ में आया, whatever you understood, you please carry on with that. Okay. So, many of you will not, you don't want to